Dr. Jenny Mitchell, and I want to take you on the assignment tour for week 7. So we're going to go to content and scroll down to week 7, and as you can see, I've already got it here. In week 7, you're actually going to be doing some more research for your project. So for example, one of the things I suggest is that you go to the virtual library, look for the term disruptor to find the global data influencers in the database. The reason I do that is in Disruptor, the top 100 influencers are connected and they're rated, they're scored by how well they do. So for example, you may want to find someone that has some background in um, business intelligence or data science or analytics or whatever. You can look at some of the things that they're providing as resources. So that's a very good option to look at. Uh, they not only do you can search by the actual person and looking at their scoring, but you'll notice that there's a word cloud here, and this word cloud, obviously, the larger the words that are on there, the more they're talking about that particular topic. So that's a good way to kind of look at some of the cutting edge uh, materials and resources that might relate to your problem. Then what you're going to do is you're going to be doing an annotated bibliography this week. An annotated bibliography is different from a bibliography because you're going to try to provide more of the story from that. And you have to do some things when you're doing an annotated bibliography. Number one, you cannot give me resources that are older than 5 years or they don't count. And you're going to look for 10 things, 10 resources or 10 articles or a video or whatever it might be that's going to help you work within your project. You'll notice that when you're doing an annotation, you have your citation at the top. It's all double space. You don't need to do it in single space. Then you're going to have the annotation where you're going to have the summary of the or argument of the article. And you'll notice that what you're trying to include in that has some things to do with credibility. Now, I've actually provided a link here. It says more to the story and resource. I just changed that so that you're able to go and see the page 2 of this uh, little graphic I have here. And also it's just a slide share, but it does a good job of showing you some of the things in an annotated bibliography you expect. Reason why I show you those influencers is because I feel like I know a lot about Power BI, but which would you rather have? Would you rather have a resource that I've provided or a resource that Bill Gates or Steve Jobs had provided? So credibility wise, you need to know if these are the people that are in the know for whatever particular topics that you're looking at. They don't all have to be related to technology, but just keep in mind that you want to have resources that are going to help push your project and your solution to your uh, problem statement that you've included. Also, just so you know, in this week's assignments, I'm going to go here and we'll go to the week's assignment here in a minute. We have you looking at the top 10 web apps. These are not necessarily things that you would cite in your annotated bibliography. These are just things that help you, again, do some exploration. So you want to review the top 10 apps that relate to your problem. They do not have to be within our Office 365, but they could be. There could be some ways you want to look at that. You may want to look at some of the add-ins that relate to Power BI, or you may want to look at some of the add-ins that are relevant to what you're working with. For example, there's 468 add-ins for Excel alone. Not all of them are free. I start with the free ones and go from there. But you can look at other people have a lot of the same similar problems you do. So look at how they're solving that. What kind of technologies are they using? And make sure that when you're looking at these top uh, 10 apps, you're only going to need to review 3 or demonstrate 3 of them. So make sure when you're looking at them, you understand what the price is. You understand if there's a demo that you can use. And you want the top 3 that relate somewhat to your problem. And you're going to actually create a screencast for that. My advice always, never give anybody your credit card. If it's a true trial period, and you want to try something, you can even give them your non-SMWC Gmail account address as an example to do it. Um, Also, feel free to use sites like Captira that are going to give you some comparison, and they usually keep everything up to date, so they have the prices and things. So you have that assignment, and then you have the annotated bibliography assignment down here. You have to give me 10 resources in APA format using that annotated bibliography style. There is a sample link here, and I've already opened it, but this template, here's a template. It's a way to analyze the logic of an article. It may help you basically do your annotated. This is just a fill in the blank kind of thing that you can use as a foundation for helping you write that annotated bibliography. But what you want to do is kind of look at this project and consider this almost relevant to bringing in those things that you've connected over the semester, like when you did your fish diagram, when you've done your infographics. Try to think of how those things can weave into this project in some way. So that's my tips and tricks for the week 7 journey, and I look forward to your work. Thanks a lot for coming.